I'm busy today.
Is that what you've been working on today?
Yeah.
Decent.
All three.
That's cool.
Ah, should I take my shoes off?
No, I leave one. You can sit there.
Alright.
You sit right there.
I'm saying right here.
No, right there.
Wait, what? Here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, like I'm going serious.
You're
I
going in.
I actually want this to be like, I want this to be a thing, man. I think this.
Wait, so you got that one filming you?
Yeah, that one filming me.
That one's filming me and that one's filming me.
Exactly. No, that one's filming both of us.
Right, the GoPro's got it all covered.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cool.
I want this to be a thing, man. I think it's a really cool way to do what I want to do on kind of social media on YouTube, because I love getting to know people's stories.
Yeah.
I think it's sick because I have a good story myself, and
yeah.
I don't want to like be preaching it and saying the same thing. It's boring to me.
Yeah.
And if it's boring to me, like I won't be like excited about telling people. So
yeah.
The thought is to bring other people into it.
I like the idea. I definitely like the idea.
Hear other people's stories and kind of use those stories to relate to me, and also like, and also like try and I guess help people as well.
Yeah.
The story should be inspiring. Like your story is inspiring. My story is definitely inspiring. Yeah. Like it's great. I just haven't got a name for what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I haven't got a name.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
But I think it's. Everyone has their story of why they got to where they are, don't they? Yeah, everyone has that, like, everyone's got an inspiring story. Everyone that gets to this level, they've obviously gonna have come across like hurdles.
Yeah, too right.
So I think that part of it will be inspiring for people, and is inspiring for people like that already have like read stuff about us.
Yeah.
They would have been like, well, this happened, whatever, or oh, they didn't do very well there, and then they did well here. Yeah, and I think that's like, as long as it comes across like organically, which if it's like conversational, I think it would be great.
Yeah, that's mainly what I want it to be, like conversational.
Yeah, that's what I kind of felt like it would be, because it's just like sitting down and having a conversation, talking about what I've been through, what you've been through, whatever. Yeah. And so then I think it's more relatable.
Absolutely.
Whereas when you're like, I guess when you're doing your YouTube now, or how you've been doing it before, if it's like boring for you, then it's not like probably your passion doesn't show off in it as much. Even though it's like it's a video and it's like your vibe 100%. Or what you've been doing so far, it might not be like. Well, if you can't you've hit a brick wall, you can't bother anymore. You got to switch something up.
Yeah, 100%. And that's kind of why I haven't really been doing the whole YouTube thing for a while.
Yeah. But I think the competition thing I think that's an interesting one. It's one where you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be doing this because like when you're at a competition and having to like feel like you're having to do it as a business or whatever. I think it makes it quite serious when you go away.
Yeah, the thing is I wanted to do it, but it just felt like it distracted me a little bit. Not in a bad way, like, if I was going to die bad, I was going to die bad, and it's simple as that.
Yeah. It's not like, I don't want
to have that thing there as like a thing to potentially be a reason as to why I died bad.
Yeah.
But the first thing I basically wanted to talk to you about was kind of 2012 to 2016. Because the reason why I want to say that is because, we trained together, and we saw each other day in, day out, and saw what we were going through, but I kind of feel like, because I was so focused on what I was doing and trying to get myself into the best place.
I think I was so selfish.
I didn't really care about what you were doing.
Yeah.
And obviously you did a lot of great things throughout that year.
Yeah.
Throughout those 4 years. And I didn't really care what you were doing, to be completely honest. But I did care massively. But
it's not about caring. It's about where your focus is at. As an athlete, your focus. Well, it should always be on yourself. Are we actually rolling, by the way?
Yeah, I've been rolling.
Yeah, cool. I didn't know. I thought we were maybe just discusing before.
No, we've been rolling.
Wait, what did you say again? From 2012 to 2016.
Yeah, because obviously you went to London. You got your 5th place in the synchro event. That's right.
Yeah.
You got 9th individually.
That takes me back.
I know. What time ago that is?
Ago,
6 years now, isn't it?
Yeah,
how crazy is that?
Ago. Yeah.
Obviously, like, it was insane that you got 9th individually. Because
that was I can't even I can't even fathom that anymore.
Yeah,
that was insane. That was such an amazing experience.
Was it that
all of that.
Did you get no? You didn't get the highest scoring individual dive of the final, did you?
No, I didn't. I almost got it. Was Zakharov did like front
yeah.
It
did his front, like 106.
106. Yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah, that journey. I think 2012, 2016 is full of so many different.
Yeah.
So many different things and feelings and emotions and stuff. I think 2012, like as you said, 5th and 9th, and I think the synchro competition was kind of what it was always going to be. It was, you know, me and Nick, we did 6 dives and, you know, kind of valiantly landed kind of on our heads for 7s, and it was like, you know, we're really happy, and that was it. It was 5th, and there wasn't really, it wasn't a medal, you know, aspiring competition for us.
Yeah.
Really, it could have happened. It always can happen.
Anything can happen.
But we didn't, you know, at that point I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't training for a medal. And then the individual was literally just, all right, I'm comfortable in the whole Olympic environment now, which sounds weird to say again. You should never feel like that, but I felt very comfortable.
Yeah,
and
that's strange, isn't it?
I felt very happy, and like my body would just do exactly what I told it to do. Which is kind of good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I think it was one of them things where people don't expect anything from you, so it's like show them. Just show them what you got, and I think that you can definitely relate to that from your Rio World champs, World Cup performance. It was World Cup, yeah, World Cup performance, where it's like, just show them what you got, like, and just have fun with it, and almost a little bit too much fun for me. Like on the last time, I was like smiling on the board.
Yeah,
I could literally. When I was stood in the final, like I was just buzzing to be there, and you know, Lindsay was too, like my coach at the time, and we worked so hard to get to that place. When I was stood there, like we were just having a good time, and on the last dive, I think maybe I lost my focus a little bit, but I was stood on the board, and after I'll never ever forget this, after the crowd stopped cheering, I could feel the board still vibrating. It was that loud in the crowd. And I think on the other dives it's probably the same, but I was in my zone, so I was like, but that was like, this is the final dive of the Olympic Games, of my Olympic Games 2012. This finishes off the story, and that happened, and I felt it, and as I feel that, and the footage, I've still got it. I think my parents have got it at home. I haven't watched it in years, but you see me smile, and I'm like, oh. And I think if Leon was commentating, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Whoever it was, they were like, oh, you know, careful of that smile. Yeah, and then I started walking down the board, and one of the Mexican, someone on the Mexican team, started walking down the stairs, like on the athlete seating, and I remember thinking, how selfish of you. You obviously need a wee or whatever right now. And I remember that in my home. I was scattered, that's what I'm trying to say. I was not thinking about what I was doing. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, okay, I'm in my tuck shape. I need to think about what I'm doing now. And then I nailed the hell out of it. It was
that's
like
ridiculous. Not many people that can not focus on what they're doing and then somehow realise and then...
I think it was more like I was so comfortable in the environment that I trusted myself. I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I could almost like... I was paying attention to other things, which is weird, and separating that from like Rio, it's a different realm.
Completely
it's a different realm of being ready. Like I was a kid in London 2012. I was a boy. Like I was a little boy stood up there in front of, you know, millions. Well, obviously thousands at the actual venue, but millions on TV, which could be really daunting. I just took it all on my stride, loved it, and then Rio, it was about taking the Olympics out of it and making it another event, because then I knew I was world class. I knew that I could stand up on that stage and get a medal. But like the way that I did it with Jack and Adi, like as you know, because you worked alongside us all, but was to not think about the Olympic rings, the whole experience of it, and just like, okay, we medal a lot of World Series. If we treat it like that, why not get a medal at the Olympics?
Yeah, why not?
And I think it was one of them where there were so many distractions with all the water and all this going on, and the sun and the clouds, and then the darkness and the spotlight.
Everything.
So many distractions.
All the variables.
That everyone else couldn't handle that. And that's kind of, yeah, what happened with that.
The one thing that I can kind of like relate to now after my 2016 experience is actually the post-Olympic spell of whatever you want to call it. And I'd heard a lot about it, how, you know, you come out of the Olympic Games, you come off this high, and then you kind of just have to settle back into normal life, and it's like a really difficult period.
Yeah.
And I heard a lot about it, but I never appreciated how much it could actually affect you until I kind of gone through it. And I think now I've started to come out of it on the other side. Now 2 years later.
Yeah, no,
and
really
even though I was like going through, I didn't realise I was going through it. And you know, that must have been something that hit you after 2012.
I've had it twice, yeah.
Twice, yeah.
I've had it twice, and I think it comes from having a good time, having a good performance, and all of these things. It was all so positive. Let's go back to 2012. It was all so positive, and it was a life-changing event for me, a life event. It was amazing, and I came back, and then I kind of realised I need to change something. Like, I was in Southampton, I was training with Lindsay. She's a great coach, but I had no one else there. I lived in Reading with my parents, and I was driving there backwards and forwards. It wasn't a professional environment for me. I knew I had to move to Leeds, but it was more, I wouldn't call it like a depression, because I had no idea what that was, and I still maybe don't know what that is, but I would say it was a heavy deflation coming down off of everything, and I think I fixed that by moving to Leeds. And when I moved to Leeds, I was like, right, I know what I'm doing now. Let's get on with the cycle, as in the cycle to 2016. You know, I kind of know what I'm doing. I'm excited to work with AD, because he is an amazing coach, and he was the one that kind of turned me from a boy into a man that could actually, you know, fend for himself.
Too right.
He helped me a lot, and I think that's how I combated that whole period of, you know, of the Olympic blues, if you want to call it that. And my parents were very worried about me. My parents were getting me to meet the psychologist. I had no idea. I just thought it was normal, like that the psychologist wanted to talk to me every week. But I was really low, and it was because of the environment, but it was just because it's hard, you know.
It's amazing how it does hit you, and like mine, as I say, was in a very different way, and equally I didn't know what to kind of define it as. Really didn't realise I was going through it until I think this year. But you know, I'd never had the thing where I had to commute so far to be able to go to training. I was always in Leeds. I literally had, you know, a really solid foundation, good coach, good team around me, which is what helped me get to where I was now. And for me, I think the refreshing thing probably was actually changing my list of dives. As you know, I changed two of my dives, went a little bit harder, and it's been really up and down. I think that's kind of the main cause of the deflation, because I think I had a lot of extra expectation on myself. You know, I got a silver medal in 2016. I finished 14th at the Olympic Games, and you told me that 2 years beforehand I would have taken that with open arms on.
That's the dream.
I would take 14th place. 14th place for me representing Jamaica at the Olympic Games. 100%.
Of course you would.
And I was like, okay, now let's move forward. You got World Championships next year. Shall we make it in the semi-final? You know, you can do that. If you make the semi-final, maybe push on through to the final. But you know, the changes in my list obviously meant that that couldn't happen.
You need patience, and
because I had to learn how to do these dives, and you know, I didn't make it in, and I was just a little bit frustrated with the way it went. But I really wonder what would have happened if I had just kept the same dives and just kept on training that practice all the way through. Like, you know, would it have kept me in the same place, or you know, would I have just not been able to execute those dives as well as I had done before? Obviously I'll never know, so I'm not like really blowing in the past. Like, I'm glad I made these changes. So
you got to keep
me a new challenge.
It's the right thing to do, but sometimes you want to think, what would have happened if I had? It
was like a new challenge, and I think I needed that challenge for sure. but it's going to be interesting to see the way it works out. So then, like, coming into Olympic qualification, you obviously you weren't doing individual did you do individual in 2015 World Champs?
Yeah. I did the individual. I stopped individual after in 2016 after World Cup.
So your kind of head was still like, okay, I'm going to try and qualify a synchro. I'm going to try and qualify individual as well.
Yeah. Was that 2015?
15. Yeah. In Kazan.
Yeah. To be honest, I was not thinking about qualification.
Oh, at all.
I had no idea that you could even qualify in 2015. That's wasn't even a thing.
Of course, because in 2012 you just got your spot by right of being British. Essentially. Yeah.
So I'd say I hadn't thought about it. I'm sure that, other people would definitely thought about it.
Yeah.
But in the synchro event, especially, I can't really remember my individual. I think I did pretty bad. But in my synchro, I didn't think about it at all. I just was like, yeah, I'm just going to do 6 dives and then do 6 more, hopefully if I get into the final. And I remember just on the day of the prelim, Jack forgot how to do a back press. And he was doing an extra rock compared to me. So we were going at completely different times, and AD was being very patient, but like, okay boys, what's going on there then? Should we get that together, because we're competing in about an hour, so should we move that along? And Jack was getting really frustrated. I wasn't frustrated. I was like, it's going to be fine. We've done a million. It's just he's got to get in his head. Maybe he's a bit nervous. I don't know why. It's Wilds. Maybe it's that. And then we didn't really do one until the competition. And then I was nervous because I thought Jack was gonna go wrong. So then I landed short.
We've seen it happen before as well. Like when someone gets out of time, it's really, really embarrassing. Like when you're still on the board and someone hits the wall.
But then the irony was, Jack nailed it. I landed on my face.
It's gone inwards.
And I was worried that he was gonna go. He's gonna go. Yeah, he's gone at the same time. Okay, what am I doing? Whereas he was probably just thinking about the dive and the process, and then I was kind of mirroring that. Anyway, I sidetracked there.
I really like that t-shirt. I've just noticed that t-shirt. That's sick. That's sick. Anyway, back to the story.
Back to the story. Oh god, hang on, I'll find myself in a second. I never thought about the qualification for the Olympics or anything. Took it dive by dive, and then everything went really well. I did the best reverse twist I've ever done in the competition to date. And
that was still like before you started doing
the last time I actually competed it. Maybe the last time I competed it.
It must have been the last time.
Yeah. And I got 8.5, 9 to carry that.
Decent.
That's good for me. It's not a 7. Like, 7's good. That's right. 7's a big smile on the face. And Jack nailed his entire list. I'm pretty sure I did pretty good as well, and then we came 3rd. And then after that, I remember we had this snowball of things, realizations. One was, it's prize money. We get 6 grand or whatever. We get like 3 grand each. Oh, I'm sick. And then Jack was like, I think we qualify for the Olympics, I was like, what? Can we qualify for the Olympics? Right, it's top 3. Oh my god, it's top 3. 80, is it top 3? Yeah, it's top 3. What? Wow. We qualified for the Olympics. And then that was all kind of part of AD's broader plan, which was qualify for the Olympics at the first opportunity. And then you got a whole year, well, roughly, less than a year, but pretty much a whole year to get triple out up for me, because Jack had already learned it at that point.
Jack had already done it,
I would get triple out up, get it fairly steady, fingers crossed, and then unveil it at World Cup, and then do it at World Series, and then compete at the Olympic Games. And his planning of that was executed perfectly. Obviously, it was reliant on a lot of things working, but we were just extremely lucky, and we were fortunate, but we worked for it as well. So you can't always say you put yourself in the place for good luck, don't you? Like you work, and then you put yourself in that place, and then good luck or good fortune comes to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that completely.
Yeah. So then that was always his plan. Then I learnt triple out, and it was good, and then it just kind of blossomed.
Had you been working on triple out before that point? Or was it just straight up?
Not even thought about it.
Not at all.
To be honest, if I'd have thought me doing a triple out, I thought no, never. I wouldn't ever be able to do it, and if I did, it would fail. And it wasn't until I sat down with AD properly after this, after qualifying for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And he said, "Listen, you're going to do triple out, and it's going to be great." And I remember, I can still remember it now. And I believed him. And if I didn't believe him, it wouldn't have happened. But AD had this way about him that he could just like fill me with confidence. And I think he did that for most of his athletes.
Yeah, no,
maybe all of his athletes. Like he just, and I feel like I had a really good friendship with AD, but it was a professional friendship too.
I can completely relate to that because him himself and Edwin as well, they gave me the confidence to get to 2016 as well. Because with their whole suggestion for me to represent Jamaica, they had complete faith in that. Like, you're going to do this.
Overseeing your whole journey,
World Cup, done. You're going to do that. I was like, all right, I can do it. No, but like, I'm 6 foot tall. I shouldn't be a diver. You know, none of this should work. And I even remember you saying at some point, like, I can't remember when it was, but you're like, I don't know why we're still like surprised by what I do. Because it's just a thing now. Like, I'd do like an in-between our pike. And you know, I'd get it down, and everyone's like, "How have you done that? Like, it's ridiculous. It's surprising." But then came the point where it wasn't surprising. It's just a thing. Like,
you get used to things.
That's the confidence I got from AD and Edwin. And it must be the same thing that he gave to you for 2016.
No, it definitely was. That was the key to everything. Was learning that dive. I think one of the main things was as well, it actually brought me a new level of enjoyment to my training. Because I was doing a dive that only a handful of people can really do properly and can do well. You know, not a lot of people. It's more now, but you know, back then especially, it was. I guess on 3 it was considered like the hardest dive in the world.
100%.
So that brought a new level of respect to myself as an athlete. Like, I was proud of it. And I think that was a driving factor in making all my other dives even sharper, because I was like, okay, I've got an opportunity now. We could definitely do this. Like, we could do well at the Olympics, and that kind of pushed everything.
And it was literally perfect. Like, you're supposed to unveil it, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh my god! Like, they're using this triple out. Like, what are we going to do? How do we get the DD back and all that?"
And it was panic. It was
pure panic. And then you started doing it at World Series, and it was going well at World Series as well.
I struggled on it. It was a hard dive, and I did all of them pretty much off of bad hurdles. I didn't really catch a good hurdle on anything, but I didn't really need to. Like, I dropped, even at World Cup, I landed on my head, and I normally, you know, when I do triple out in competition, to be fair, I've got quite a good relationship with it. If I get a good enough hurdle, I'll pretty much land on my head. But I landed on my head, but I was a lot lower than Jack at World Cup when we unveiled it, and it was a drop. I would consider it a drop, and we scored 86, and that for me was my realisation of looking at the scoreboard and going, I expected 65. But I've got 86.
That's a lot of DD.
And I was like, I want to see that go right.
Right.
I want to see that go right, because that you can put 100 up on the board. You know? And I think the one from World Cup this year was like, that should have been a lot more.
Really good.
It got kind of undermarked, which is a bit disappointing, because one of the things I wanted to do is go near to that, definitely into that high end of 90s on triple out. But that's probably enough talking about triple out. But it did give me a lot of like what to say, like pleasure doing the dive.
I can understand that.
Because I've been doing all the other dives for a long time.
It was something new again, like a little challenge, like a mini challenge within the big sequence of events. And then I guess the big question is, what was it like to become Olympic champion?
I still don't really know. Like, I don't think I've ever really fully come to terms with it. and I'm gonna get like really real now. But obviously it was sheer. Any word that I use to describe it doesn't like quite come close to really explaining it.
Yeah.
It's almost like offensive to try and use words, descriptive words, to describe how that makes you feel. Like when something like that, it's almost like the impossible, even though it was possible, and we did do it. It wasn't expected for me. I wanted the medal, but getting gold changed like everything for me, and not everything for the better at all. I think there was a huge positive.